What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Car. I am Mike, and had a little setback in the fab table rebuild, but it is not going to stop me from building something today. Here is a sneak peek of my fab table that honestly has been through more changes than Corey Feldman. The table saw side, I'm waiting on some parts to finish up some dust collection. That's why I don't really want to run that thing today or run it too much. Router station's done, and dust collection is done, so we're going to be able to at least use that today to build what I want to. So I've got two options as far as fuse holders for this car. I have this guy here, which is the KnuKonceptz fuse holder that came in my amp installation kit, which honestly gave me a little bit of problem as soon as I went ahead and tried to install it for the first time. So haven't fully decided on reusing this. I did find this in the old box of goodness, and it's a stinger piece. It's definitely a more substantial fuse holder, and not in the greatest of shape. Got a tab here missing, couple giant holes in the bottom, which I don't think were there in the beginning. I didn't drill those, by the way. And it's just not in the greatest of shape. But do I want to use this that's in better shape but not the greatest fuse holder, or do I want to use a better fuse holder that's not in the greatest of shape? And I have a lot of room in this area here. I don't know if I want to put the fuse holder on this side because, you know, we've got this, and which is my air box. And obviously when the car's moving, the engine does move a little bit, so I don't really want something sticking out on this side or over here. You know, you could put it over here, but that's a long run to the battery, and, you know, I'd rather keep it as close as possible. So I actually am thinking, so you got your battery tied down 10 millimeter here, and you've got another 10 millimeter right there. And if I was going to use this, I could almost put the fuse holder in this area here, which I don't mind that, because it's a short run. And then you're coming around. Well, but then again, when you put that back there, you know, it is, and I could put it over on this side, but then you got a pretty long run as far as that goes. Got this bolt here. Let's see how the other fuse holder fits. Wow, this thing's gigantic. You just screw it down to the top of the battery. What's the worst that can happen? So since I don't have a whole lot of ABS plastic to experiment with, I got myself some cardboard assisted design, and I removed the 10 millimeter on the battery hold down, and I removed that 10 millimeter here that's holding in this headlight. So I could use those 2 points as a mounting point for the fuse holder. I am going to use the KnuKonceptz fuse holder, just smaller, a little bit more compact. I can make something to put it in this location here. I got a real nice short run to my battery on my positive side, and, you know, I could use this to follow around to get the 4 gauge through the firewall. So that is the plan right now. I'm going to take this little nut from the battery tie down and put it off to the side before I got to go find it and fishing. But here, let's do this. This is where that's going to be. Let me design something, and instead of you guys watching me stare at this for 25 minutes. This is why we use cardboard, and you could tell I've got I got a couple shapes here, and I'm kind of going around the headlight and kind of coming around here. And with this, you know, we could put this guy over here, we could put this over here. I'm still thinking in this, because that's where that cable's going to go to finish up. And so I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking like right in that area there. So because then you got a real nice clean run straight into the power side of things. So if we grab a marker and just kind of play with some shapes here, we've got our bolt down here, come off, and maybe square it off. along those lines. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out. Making some progress here with this template. Fuse holder to be determined once I get a piece of wire in here and hook it up to the battery. This, I'll probably go ahead and mimic the factory curve of the power cable here. But I like this. I like this, how it's going to kind of go around where the battery hold down is. So here it is, final design. And I like this. I trimmed that a little bit. I softened up the corner over there. And this I'll probably square off a little more. So, but I can do that when I'm building it. And once again, we're still going to keep the fuse holder's final position until I get it going. Honestly, I'm thinking about that because if I want to, I could put a wire tie or something down here. Maybe a little bit. Maybe. Honestly, I like that idea. Put some tape on my ABS plastic, not only to protect it from scratching, so if when I draw on it, I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to try and save as much of this ABS plastic as possible. So we're going to start here in the corner and trace around. I was able to go ahead and transfer this over. I got my holes drilled to mount it, and it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and round over these edges, but I need to put a little bit of a backer on this thing so I could actually run it through the bit. So the 45-degree chamfer bit did exactly what I wanted it to and give this piece a little bit more of a finished look. I went ahead and clamped it in my vise because as I test fit it, I realized I need to put a little bit of a bend in here. So I'm going to hit it with my heat gun and bend this thing, and we should be almost done. So here, that is the final product. I will go ahead and adjust the fuse holder where I want it when it's all said and done. You can see my little bend, my step is in there, so the thing sits nice and flat. The wire is going to go right along here, just like I want it to. That is awesome. I like it. This was fun. Yes, I could have just wire tied the fuse holder to this and called it a day, but really, what fun is that? Now I have a nice custom piece, so if I ever open the hood, I'm not embarrassed to see a fuse holder just flopping around here. Ended up bending this just like I showed you guys. I also bent it right over here so the fuse holder sits nice and flat. These screws, I don't need anybody diving into the comments going, oh, he drilled into his battery. No, I didn't. The screws are very short. And then I got my 4-gauge going right here to my battery terminal. So this is ready to go. Let me know what you guys think. So since the underhood work is my least favorite part of doing any install, I decided to take advantage of the fact that I'm under here and finish up a few things. Mounted my siren, ran it into the car because I'm putting an alarm remote start in here. Also redid all my fog light wiring, which I've been meaning to do. So all I really got to do, run the 4-gauge through, connect it to my new fancy fuse holder, and we'll have power to the amplifier. So this car did not come factory equipped with fog lights. I went on eBay and bought that kit. That kit is god-awful. Do not buy that kit. If you want to add fog lights to a 2013 Honda CR-V or 2012 to 16, maybe? I don't know. Look it up. But if you want to add fog lights, let me save you some time, money, and aggravation. So if you're like me and you looked online and you saw the fact that your factory bumper has that in place of where the fog lights go, and they give you a piece like this for both sides, so you're like, yeah, I could just pop it out and pop the new one in. Well, that doesn't really happen, because if you look at this, even though it looks like it's the right fit, you can see how far off that is. And it's even worse when you go ahead and try to install it. So what I ended up doing is buying that, which is a full fascia for one of these cars with fog lights. The other part that I didn't neglect to tell you is you need fog light brackets right there. So you got to buy a set of fog light brackets. So if anybody out there is like I am and you realize that you bought the worst fog light kit for a 2013 Honda CR-V humanly possible, I feel your pain. Added the fog lights, added the brackets, added the new front fascia, and got to a point where, okay, now it's time to wire it. The kit comes with this horrible, god-awful switch that is supposed to go in place of one of these guys. And it's supposed to stick out probably, I don't know, 3-4 feet. And it looks just hideous. Now, if you're okay with it, it could work. But what I ended up doing is I ended up adding a Honda OEM headlight switch for a car with fog lights. And watch, if I go ahead and turn the headlights on, you see the notification in the dash where the lights are on. Now, turn the fog lights on, and right there you got the notification for the fog lights. So I've got this wired in almost like the way they have it with the factory. However, I went ahead and made it so you could turn the fog lights on with your parking lights. And I upgraded the bulbs to yellow LED bulbs. Don't know why, just did. Hopefully my fog light PSA for today helped somebody out. Don't buy that kit. Just buy the parts as you need it. You'll save yourself a lot of time and aggravation. I am going to put these back where they belong. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am going to get back to working on that fab table, so next time I can actually build something. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of today's video in the comments. See you next time.